I can vividly remember watching the reveal trailer of Death Stranding and having understood so little, yet instantly I grew excited for it like a child. Right off, I started to rewatch it, desperately trying to find secret messages and hints, trying to construct my own theories in an attempt to explain this game. Death Stranding motivated me to create my YouTube channel. I wanted to share my excitement with fans equally as curious about the game as myself. For that I am very thankful. It is almost unbelievable to think 3 years have passed since the first trailer, and now the game is almost ready for launch. I rarely follow games up to launch for this long, as I am usually not driven enough, hence why God of War and Final Fantasy are some exceptions for me. Understandably, many people are oblivious to Death Stranding, even to its core idea despite the game nearing launch date. This is because although many trailers were released over a 3-year period, they were released independently from each other, meaning each trailer wasn't a direct follow-up to the previous trailer. Rather, you were left piecing together the story, leaving only diehard Kojima fans or people driven enough to follow it progressively with each bit of news, leaving the vast majority confused, in turn losing interest or forgetting about it. Even for the most intrigued of fans, following up takes a lot of time. Because of this, I've decided to create a video that is intended for future enthusiasts and current diehard fans looking to refresh their memory. This video will help form an understanding of Death Stranding's core concept, from its story, game objectives and mechanics, to get you prepared for the release. So let's connect and begin this journey. It is important to establish what Death Stranding even means. The title is inspired by the natural phenomenon called the cetacean stranding occurring here on Earth, where whales and dolphins, known as cetaceans, strand themselves on beaches, eventually dying of several natural causes. Although there are many theories that try to explain this phenomenon, none agree upon one, hence the mystery surrounding it. Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding is no different. It is the mystery surrounding sudden explosions and appearances of supernatural entities in the world of Death Stranding, in a reimagined America known as the UCA, short for the United Cities of America. With these explosions, mysterious beings called BTs, short for Beach Things, begin to rapidly plague the world, no one understanding how their world bridged with ours. A powerful network dubbed the Chiral Network, which originally unified the current disconnected UCA, held many answers in its stable form, and may have also held a solution for the Death Stranding. But until all currently offline terminals are interconnected, there is no hope. These terminals are known as chiral terminals, connected with a device called the Cupid, and are a means to interconnect to the chiral network. But this is only half of the worry. The UCA was once under a leader, however, a president known as Bridget, but she died, leaving humanity in danger and hopeless under no leader. Bridget's organization, known as Bridges, plans to bring mankind to salvation under a new leader, the daughter and to be successor of Bridget, Amelie, or Samantha America Strand. But when the UCA fell leaderless, an independent group known as the Homo Demons, an aggressive separatist group, took control of one of the UCA's cities, Edge Knot City. Amelie set out on an expedition with a group called Bridges 1, which included the very best, and she went west to reconnect America by gathering supporters. On her journey, she asked people to join her. She got supporters, and also people who rejected her, those who would rather stay isolated than under a centralized country. Having been successful in gathering many supporters over a 3-year period, she was subsequently captured by the Homo Demons and her supporters killed at Edge Knot City, the last location. Although their motivations are unknown, what we know for certain is they by nature are decentralized, hence why they want their independence untouched. Under a leader, this would be impossible. Despite conflicting ideologies, the demons kept Amelie alive and strangely allow her to communicate with Bridges freely. However, she cannot leave the city, fearing their independence would again be at risk. With no one to drive Bridget's legacy, Bridges requests a man by the name of Sam Porter Bridges to continue what Amelie came close to completing. An average man who once served Bridget, but departed after her death. They want him to connect terminals that Amelie's supporters made after her capture. On his eventual arrival at Edge Knot City, they want him to rescue Amelie from the demons and return her to Capital Knot City, where Bridges HQ is located. Then, declare her the next president of the UCA, where she'll continue her mother's vision for the country. However, Sam is uninterested in this expedition. He supported Bridget, but with her gone, his support was too. But he is convinced. Although it is unknown through which means Sam is convinced to continue Amelie's journey, it may be through emotional pressure, as Bridget's dying wish was for Amelie to succeed her, and for her sake he may have agreed. Sam's journey will be similar to Amelie's, but rather than venturing to create terminals, he's bringing pre-existing chiral terminals online, which reveals the core gameplay objective. The player will journey in an open world setting with many survival mechanics to juggle on the way, while connecting all the terminals from Capital Knot City located east to Edge Knot City located west in the Pacific. Apart from connecting the terminals, the other primary goal is to deliver varying cargo for Bridges and people isolated in private bunkers known as preppers. Due to this, DS will feature many in-depth traversal and survival mechanics, a ladder which will be used to cross chasms, rivers, and to ascend high points. Though it would seem even with a ladder, crossing rivers will be tough, as the river may be too wide. You also can't simply cross it like you would in another game, as rivers will have shallow and deep points. Stepping on the deep points will mean taking a tumble and potentially losing cargo, which could be damaged or sink. This will also affect your BB's happiness, which we will talk about more later. You can use the bridge's arm called the Deck sensor to ping around the environment to highlight safe and dangerous spots. This also highlights other items too. Luckily, we will have the freedom to create our own journey. If we say wanted to avoid river-based areas, we can create multiple 3D markers directly on our map. A climbing anchor which will regularly be used to ascend and descend high points with its length upgradable. Of course, since Sam is an average delivery guy, we'll have to maintain his basic human needs, such as managing cargo weight, because each item will realistically have an impact on Sam's center of gravity. Stamina, which Sam's cargo weight will have a direct impact on. Balance will also be affected by the weight, which the player will have to adjust with the left and right stick. The balance will directly influence the stamina usage. If Sam's balance is not optimized properly, more stamina may be used. You will also consume more stamina while crossing rivers, so this is something you'll have to keep in mind when loading cargo. Through a collaboration with Monster Energy, you can drink Monster Energy in the game, which will serve as a way to recover stamina. Water and Timefall will be absorbed by your canteen and automatically converted to Monster. Footwear is another survival item you'll have to maintain. Over time, footwear will deteriorate, eventually breaking and leaving a bleeding effect on Sam. He will be able to rest in the open world itself, there you can change footwear. Sam will also get tired throughout his journey and must rest. He will be able to rest in the open world itself, there you can change footwear, which will also help him recover and act as an autosave feature, but he must rest at a safe house to fully recover. Sam will seemingly have his own happiness bar too, which we can see recover only when he sleeps in safe houses. Kojima has countlessly expressed how DS is a different game, not a stealth nor a third-person shooter, but rather of a new genre called Social Strand System, with the objective of connecting people. Other than the main objective of connecting the terminals, players will connect by helping each other out. By placing ladders in their world, other players will be able to use them in their own world, or by dropping items which other players can pick up. You will also be able to leave small messages to alert people, similar to in Dark Souls. By resting at same places or peeing, yes, peeing if you haven't already heard about that, you'll be able to create cairns and grow a mushroom which mysteries around as to what it does. Players will be able to show their appreciation by leaving likes for other players who help them through their journey. There's also a communication button. You can make Sam sing in a hot spring and Mama, another British character, will sing back to you. Connection is a big theme here as you see. However, even with this help, Sam is in danger of travelling alone with BTs populated everywhere. In direct contact, Sam's life would be at risk. This is due to the ability BTs have. If they capture a human, they would trigger an explosion that would destroy everything in a wide radius and leave a crater behind. These are known as wideouts, having a direct impact on the open world, as all enemies' equipment would be destroyed in the radius. Say you really wanted an item, it may be unobtainable now due to the aftermath. Although, BTs can't see us, as they are blind, however we can't see them either as they are invisible to the human eye. Due to this they rely on sound and breathing. When BTs are in close proximity, many experience chiro allergies, symptoms which include goosebumps and tearing up. Your screen will briefly flash when they are near, and you should hear them too. Although Sam cannot see them, some others can. This is all to do with the level of dooms, which is presumably how sensitive you are to BT presence. A character named Fragile has what is known as the extinction factor, higher than Sam's, which allows her to see them, hence why she was able to stop Sam in time in one of the trailers. This can also be seen in action in the TGA 2017 trailer, where a Bridges member tries to shoot a BT. Note also in the TGA 2017 trailer, if a BT captures a dead human, the wideout is not activated, which explains why one of the Bridges members kills another. However, BTs aren't impossible to spot. This is where the babies you've been confused about tie in. These babies, known as BBs, short for Bridge Babies, have the ability to sense the presence of a BT. This paired with Bridges technology can reveal the BT's location. The equipment itself features a pod, which physically holds the BB together and keeps it alive that Sam attaches to his suit, while the arm called the Deck sensor highlights in the direction the BB believes is the BT's location. It can also scan environments for BT and human footprints and nearby locations. Although it is not confirmed, the arm likely renders a 3D image of the BT in real time, hence why we can see them as the BB merely spots it. Even with all these perks, the BB isn't untouchable. You'll have to maintain its happiness, which will have its own dedicated bar. Sinking in deep water, not giving it enough attention, or abruptly tumbling over will lead your BB to become unhappy, and in turn, unable to function properly. Simply by looking at the BB, you can increase the bar. A crater hot spring, which is good not only for the BB, but also for Sam. You can even play the harmonica for it, and the BB will give you likes. The harmonica was received from a prepper. By doing prepper quests, we will receive equipment. Another example is the Otter outfit, which we got from Conan O'Brien himself, as he's featured in the game, and this allows you to float in water. A Bridges character named Deadman explains how BBs function. BBs are extracted from their brain-dead mother's womb at Capital Knot City ICU, however no confirmation on the definition of brain-dead mother. The still mother's womb facilitates a connection to the world of the BTs, hence why BBs can sense them. Since BBs are placed in an artificial environment to simulate the conditions of a womb, this deception only lasts temporarily before the BB starts to experience problems. Once it does, the BB has to be connected to an incubator, which updates its environment via synchronizing with the mother's womb in the ICU, in turn reducing the BB's stress levels. However, Deadman emphasizes BBs are merely equipment, and Sam should avoid bonding with his. This is due to the fact how underdeveloped they are after extraction, which makes them susceptible to failure. Because of this, no BB has remained in service for over a year. That being said, Deadman says once the chiral network is stable, it may hold answers for BBs. Although you will learn more about your BB each time you plug it in, as you'll experience its memories. In the vast open world of Death Stranding, BTs although will be the primary threat, there will also be other enemies named mules which will be found in their base camps. Mules are humans seeking to steal equipment from people, Sam being one of them, although they won't kill you. Because of this, you will find varying cargo stolen belonging to Sams all around the globe, which is another way of connecting people. You can access their storage called a mule post box by hacking it and taking any item you like. In this case, Hideo takes a speed skeleton, which allows you to run faster and jump further, but at the cost of weight and limited battery. Although you can charge your battery at a dedicated charging station, as shown later. Any cargo in the radius of the mules will be picked up by their sensors, so you either need to leave your cargo behind and deal with them first, or find an alternate route. For steep hills, you can use the floating carrier originally used to transport cargo, now for sliding down hills. By using the bola gun, you can stun them and therefore are not required to kill them. You can throw cargo at them, but this does damage it, so use the enemy's cargo or unwanted cargo. Hideo did say you are not required to kill anyone in Death Stranding. Although it is interesting to note mules also avoid BTs, as they are human, it's likely timefall will affect mules in real time. Also, keep in mind, throughout your journey you're making deliveries, so you'll have to maintain the cargo's condition. You can simply repair cargo by using a spray, but if you're not able to repair it, it'll affect the number of likes you receive upon delivery. Your delivery may be rejected too, although this is still to be confirmed, as Kojima mentioned, cargo has to be of minimum condition at least. Earlier on in the video I mentioned safe houses. These safe houses are private rooms that will serve multiple purposes, mostly to prepare you for the journey. Only some Bridges facilities will feature private rooms, so you may need to create one or camp in the open world. They'll be scattered around the open world, but you'll have to create them with other SAMs around the globe and maintain them together. They will degrade over time under timefall, which we'll talk about later in the video. You'll have the option to use materials to level up the facilities to make them sturdier, a command to repair the facility from damage done by the timefall, and even remove certain parts of the structure, but this will only remove it in your world. This will especially be useful so that players won't be able to troll you by trapping you, as you could remove it. You won't independently need to build your structures, other players will be able to help too, and this will update in your own world. You can also customize your structures by adding special greetings from people, greeting sounds when you're there. Sam can directly be interacted with through the camera and he'll gesture at you. You can also take pictures of him and it will display the current like count on the bottom right, but it will also increase your likes by taking pictures. Other than quirky gestures, he can also indicate he needs to clean himself or use the toilet. Sam can use the toilet for a number 1 or number 2, both which are automatically weaponized, as he has a rare blood condition which means he has blood in his urine. His blood is effective against catchers and gazers. Kojima says his blood is special, hence why Bridges takes 500ml every time he rests to make weapons from it. How full Sam's bladder is will vary, and most likely in turn will affect the amount of the weapon that can be created. After they are weaponized, they are automatically transferred to your private storage box. There is an option for a sharing box too, to share with other Sams. A wall will showcase all of Sam's equipment and weapons. His weapons will feature grenades used against mules and terrorists, grenades made from his own waste effective against the supernatural, a weapon called the bola gun that launches a rope and ties up enemies like mules and gazers, an assault rifle to use against mules and terrorists, and a weapon used last time to beat a catcher. Although, as you progress through the game, you'll get new equipment and weapons that will display on your wall. With the chiral network also comes the ability to print equipment such as weapons and boots, but when under a disconnected area it'll be unavailable. Customization will be available for Sam, from changing his sunglasses, hats, to their colours. You can customize your backpack by adding slots to facilitate your equipment, such as bigger batteries to power equipment, and extra grenade pouches. Even passive items can be equipped to your backpack, like an item which will reduce timefall in encounters with gazers, a type of enemy. You receive these items by meeting new people throughout your journey. Figures gathered through your journey will be displayed on a shelf as you progress, which will be interactable. These look like collectibles. In the private room you can briefly see a floating umbrella which will act as a fast travel mechanic, although how it exactly works is unknown. A menu accessible from the room features many sub-menus. This is also accessible directly from Sam, but it likely won't have the room color customization menu. From the menu, you can access your deliveries, mail from people you meet in the world. They will request deliveries here, in this case, to deliver beer. The stars beside them indicate the friendship level. The stronger the relationship, the more things you can do. A data archive menu will include tips, documents, and vlogs. This will especially be useful to learn more about the world of Death Stranding and its characters. Bridge link, which connects you to other Sams. You can leave likes and see friendship levels here too. You can also deepen your relationship with a strand mechanic, although not much is known about this. Your music will be changeable as well as you explore other menus in the room. System is likely to adjust game settings like audio and subtitles. Lastly, you can change the colour of the room too. The private room is also another opportunity to strengthen your bond with your BB. Sam will also experience nightmares sometimes, which will include the bridge baby. I mentioned whiteouts previously, how you die if you're captured. Well, that's only part of the picture. Kojima has constantly stated the concept of death is different in his new IP. Traditionally in games, there's a game over screen, at which point you restart from where you failed. Not in DS though. You fight your way back to the world of the living by facing varying monsters. We've been shown gameplay for what is known as a catcher. If you successfully win the fight, you avoid triggering a whiteout and in turn leaving a crater. Upon death though, you're sent to another world, the other side, with a lot of mystery surrounding it. Presumably, if the whiteout is successful, Sam is bridged to another world, which can be seen as the upside down world, which reveals the death counter on Sam's body, which is incremented by a handprint each time he dies. As the handprints represent the death count, everyone will have a different one. Higgs, who seems to be the leader of the Home of Demons, mentions his good connection to the other side. That would explain his ability to artificially trigger whiteouts, which has been seen in the TGA 2017 trailer. Not only that, but also timefall. Timefall indicates the presence of BTs nearby. It is also a type of rain that rapidly ages whatever it comes in contact with. We've been shown a bridges worker aging and even greenery. Although Sam's outfit automatically activates its hood to avoid contact with the timefall, a character named Fragile introduces insect-like creatures called cryptobiotes, which upon consumption grants immunity for a day per cryptobiote. It's been confirmed that both Timefall and cryptobiotes will not only tie into the story, but also the gameplay. Timefall not only ages organisms, but it also decays Sam's equipment and buildings over time, which is why there's an item to repair equipment. So you'll have to likely keep Timefall in mind when making deliveries, as this could affect your rating. Cryptobiotes will increase your blood levels, so if you have a bleeding effect by, say, broken boots, consuming one could temporarily delay changing boots in tight situations. Chiral crystals are another item found in rainy areas in the world. They are used to power floaters and make highways. Though, there is seemingly another state Sam can experience, in what is known as the beach world. It is the least known about. The beach world seems like a purgatory place, different from the other side. We first saw the beach in the first trailer, and ever since it's been shown several times. Other than Sam, other humans can visit the beach too. We can see Hartman, another Bridges character, seemingly a researcher. A man who dies after 21 minutes and is sent to the beach, where his AED revives him back to life after 3 minutes. In Hartman's case, he is searching for his family, which are somewhere on the beach stranded. He's exploiting his condition to find his family, but again, little is known about the beach. That about wraps up my Death Stranding beginner's guide. I hope you guys feel a little more confident about what Death Stranding is. Remember, even for people following Death Stranding from the first trailer, they only know so much too, as Kojima wants the player to experience fully when the game is released. Any support is appreciated. You can also check out my Twitter. Also, feel free to leave any questions or thoughts below, I would love to hear them. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy playing Death Stranding soon. Thanks for dropping by.